Welcome to the MOOC course on resume writing part 2. In the first part, I took you all through what a resume means, the difference between a resume, a curriculum vitae and a biodata. I also took you through the 10 steps guide for building a very strong resume. We have completed the 7th step and we are moving on to the 8th step now. The last step was we looked at the skills which needs to be included in a resume. Step 8. You're almost done. We have come to the end of writing a resume. And this is the last section of your resume. Carefully choose which of your interests you want to showcase on your resume so that they make your life seem meaningful. The purpose of writing the interest in your resume is the interest showcase your character. It speaks about your character. What is your interest? These interests frequently come up as a topic of discussions during the interviews. So wisely choose what to display. Now let's take for example, you have an interest in gardening. So your recruiters, the interviewers, will start asking you questions on gardening. They might ask you, where do you grow the plants? What type of plants do you grow? What do you like about growing plants? What is the process or what are the skills you're gaining out of growing plants? So it many a times becomes a point of discussion at the interviews. So be very wise in choosing your interest which you want to put up in your resume. I will show you some examples as well in the next slide. List interests which are meaningful and display some learning. Support the interest you have listed with a crisp point. Make this point specific and tangible. Don't make it look very abstract, but make it look like I have so many plants or grown so much of something very tangible and which is possible and not which cannot be done, not very abstract. Examples: I am an avid trekker and an active member of the Bangalore Trekking Club and I have completed 12 treks with them, passionate about running and an active member of the Chennai Runners and I have run 2 marathons so far, collecting stamps and I have collected close to 200 stamps from across countries. Now from these a conversation might start, as I told the example of gardening. What do you like about running? Why do you think we should run marathons? What are the marathons or what are the causes for which you ran these marathons? How does it help you? Does it build a strong mind and a body, and so on and so forth. So again, starting collecting of stamps as well. There might be a lot of questions based on your stamp collection. Do not just list a random cluster of interests like adventure, guitar, reading, environment. Be very careful while choosing your interest. Never include interests such as partying, watching movies, etc. They create a very wrong impression. People who don't do any work, some might learn from movies as well. I don't say no, but still the recruiter might look at it like that. This might give a wrong impression. I'm giving you some examples. The resume on my left talks about interest as artificial intelligence, virtual reality, chess, traveling, painting, marathons. These will become a point of discussion at the interview, as I gave you the example for marathon. Personally, I believe traveling gives a lot of skills, especially if you're traveling alone, you gain a lot of skills. The resume on my right shows you do-it-yourself crafts, theatre and arts. Again, theatre and arts gives a lot of skills, patience, problem solving, decision making, commitment, hard work, and it goes on. Screenwriting, photography, social media. But what are you doing in social media? That will definitely be a question. So how constructive is it? You need to look at that as well. Now let's go to the other nice to haves in your resume. Certifications. What are the certifications you have done? You might have done a certificate course in Six Sigma. You might have done a certificate course in 5S. You might have done a certificate course in Neuro-Linguistic Programming, LNP or SPSS or Power BI. So you can add that. You definitely should include your awards, honors. Awards are, it is a mark or symbol of your commitment, your dedication, your hard work, and you've been given a award. Honors which you have been given, as well as your professional associations, which definitely shows that you are groomed a little professionally as well. You've been attending meetings conducted by them. The language is known, as I told you previously at the beginning in session 1, part 1. If in case you have a job in North India and you are from South India, you definitely need to know Hindi. So it is good to mention Hindi. And what level is your Hindi knowledge skill in reading, writing and spoken, as well as if in case you are applying to a Korean company, it will be an added advantage if in case you know Korean. So if in case you know any other language, please do mention the other languages you know as well. The conferences attended and the paper presentations which you have done. This is another feather on your cap, because not everybody as a student attends conferences, presents papers, and definitely it shows a lot on your hard work, commitment, going the extra mile. So the conferences attended and paper presentations, any research projects you have done, the projects you have undertaken, because one of the main skill which a soft skill which people look for is your analytical thinking, your logical thinking, your rationalizing. So all this will be proven or will be exhibited through the research projects you do or the projects you undertake. Your interest on your hobbies, we did see a few interests, and your hobbies as well, including must be embroidery, designing. All this shows on your commitment and your hard work. Your blogs, websites and LinkedIns which you have. Now if in case you have a blog, ensure that you have quality material on your blog and give your blog address also in the header, resume header, if in case you have a website. And I would strongly recommend everybody to have a LinkedIn ID, so that you can post any achievements or anything you want in your LinkedIn page. So now what happens? A recruiter with your LinkedIn ID, which you would be mentioning in your header column. The header, do you remember in the beginning I was talking to you about the resume header? So in the resume header, please mention your LinkedIn ID as well. So the recruiter will go to your LinkedIn ID to track what type of a person you are. So you attended a conference, immediately post the certificate there or a photo there. You have a special interest, you have collected 100 stamps, please take a photo or post a message on LinkedIn. So now what happens? It shows how sustained you are there in a growth. Not suddenly you woke up and you started doing things. So you keep posting and keep your LinkedIn very live and updated. Okay, here are some examples. I have 4 resumes for you. The language is known. You can also see the level of knowledge in English, Danish, German, Spanish, and here we have the certifications on the resume in the center. We have certifications like Chartered Financial Analyst, certifications Financial Risk Manager certification. The other one we have the language is known, interpersonal relationship, etc. Then on this we have the co-curricular, extracurricular activities. The next one we have the awards and achievements and the professional memberships. All these will come up as topics of discussion in your interview for sure, especially your area of interest. Now the finishing touches. Well, you're done with your resume, so congratulations, your first draft is ready. Now what do? Make sure that the length of your resume does not exceed 2 pages. The recruiters do not have so much time at all. So ensure that it is only 2 pages. Don't go beyond that. Do not forget to have a covering letter. Be careful in preparing that too. When I say a covering letter, the date, from, to, respected sir, madam, subject, submission of resume for the post of so and so. I would like to introduce myself as Dr. Belinda, applying for the post of lecturer at this college. So you have a covering letter. or based on your advertisement dated so and so in the Hindu classified on this date, you please write a covering letter and do not forget to sign the covering letter. If in case you're sending it online, please affix at least a digital signature on the covering letter. Please do not forget that. Now save the copy of your file as a doc file. If you're using Office 2007, it is advisable to convert your file from docs to the compatibility 2003-97 format. Because if in case your recruiter doesn't have that particular format in his system, and because of which he is not able to open your resume, and it creates a little irritation or irritability in the recruiter, first itself you are in the disadvantage point. So make it convenient for anybody and everybody to open the document. Have a PDF format of your resume as well, preferably. Do not send your resume in the Word document format but in a PDF format. Now there is also a knack or a tip for saving your file. Always save your resume as underscore with your name. There is also a scope for mentioning underscore lecturer, underscore HR. So ensure that you save your resume in your name. Don't just write resume. 10 to 15 people will be sending their resumes, files named resume. Now it is again the job of the recruiter to retype it with your name. So ensure that you save your resume with your name. It makes the work easier for the recruiter. Do a thorough recheck and make sure you absolutely no errors in your resume. I always tell my students to give their resume to teachers or people who are there in the industry already to have a look at their resume, check for errors. When I say errors, there are even mistakes of BCom would be written as capital B dot small c small o small m, which is wrong. Write capital B dot capital C small o small m. BA, again students make a mistake of capital B dot small a, it is capital B dot capital A. BSc capital B dot capital S small c. So there are a lot of nuances which you need to take care of. Make your resume devoid of mistakes or errors, including full stops, capitalization, etc. etc. There should be no grammatical errors, no spelling mistakes, no punctuation errors. And if you could remember in the beginning slides, I did say that there should not be any mistakes, and the resume also tells about the written command of English you have. So ensure that it is grammatically error free, no spelling mistake and no punctuation mistakes as well. Run through your resume time and again to make improvements, and wording sentences better. Get your resume reviewed by a third person. It is always good to take a printout and check your resume rather than looking at the monitor, because so many times we tend to miss out on mistakes while seeing in a monitor. So take a printout and have a look at it. What are the skills you can add? There's something called the employability skills. In India, we have a lot of jobs, but unfortunately, we do not have graduates who are employable. I use the word employable to get the job. They don't suit the job. They don't fit the job because they do not have the skills. And this is called the skill gap. Now, what are the top soft skills employers look for? Here they are. Communication skills, handling pressure well, analytical research skills, adaptability, flexibility, dedication, being hardworking, time management abilities, being dependable and responsible, managing multiple loyalties, priorities, having a positive attitude, the willingness to learn, self-confidence, taking initiative, being self-motivated, leadership, management, supervising skills, interpersonal abilities, planning, organizing, people skills, problem solving, creativity, team player. Again, as I told you in part 1, soft skill doesn't come just over a day or through your textbooks. Soft skills are learned inside the classroom, outside the classroom, at home. Even going to church on time teaches you punctuality. Even writing your notes properly shows your dedication, commitment. Doing an assignment very creatively exhibits your creativity. Being a good class leader exhibits your class leadership. If in case in your resume somewhere you had mentioned about leadership, definitely they will ask you a question as, where were you a leader, when were you a leader, what are the challenges you faced as a leader, what were the conflicts you came across as a leader, and it goes on and on and on and on. So, leadership is an umbrella position to gain a lot of skills: decision making, problem solving, interpersonal skills, teamwork, time management, conflict management, and it goes on. Now, when you are writing your career objectives or resume, generally you can use these words like addressed the issue of water shortage as a leader in the college campus, referred such a handicapped person to the disability board. So you can use these verbs in your resume, and these are available in the internet. You just need to search. Okay. Nowadays with artificial intelligence, there is something called the keyword search. I did tell you about Naukri, Job Monster, LinkedIn Jobs, etc., etc. Now what happens when they advertise, in the advertisement you will find keywords like the applicant should be good in communication skills, the applicant should have knowledge in Power BI, the applicant should have knowledge in SPSS, in Tally, etc., etc. Now what you will have to do, you will have to ensure that these words are there in your resume. But you should have done these courses. You can't just fake up and mention you have done SPSS or Tally or Power BI. Anyway, you will be caught at the interview. So why I asked you to mention the words which are there in the resume, in the advertisement, if in case you have done them or you adhere to them, please ensure that you mention it in your resume. Because once you submit your resume in these online platforms, they search for keywords and they filter and select only the resumes which have these keywords. So in this context, please do not forget to include the keywords which are there in the advertisement, which you have to add in your resume. Do not fake and add the keywords if in case it is not there in you, because you will be caught in the interview. I just want to reinforce that point. Okay. In times when more and more companies are using search engines, these are called search engines, to scan resumes, the right keywords have the ability to land your resume at the top of an employer's pile. Keywords are the key to getting more calls when you post your resume on job portals. Recruiters use software apps like resume keyword scanners and ATS robots to find keywords. Definitely ensure that they are placed on your. The latest method is video resumes. A video resume is a short video created by a candidate for employment and uploaded to the internet. Prospective employers to review in the video. The candidate share detailed information about their skills and experience. So all this while we were looking at resume and the paper reaches the recruiter before he goes to the table for the interview. But now what is happening? There is a video. So you are animated, you are smiling, you are looking at somebody, the camera which shows that they are looking at it, shows your confidence level. This is something more than just the paper. So now the trend is video resume. If in case by chance you prepare a video resume, please post it on your LinkedIn, or if in case you have a blog, please post it on that. So it helps you a lot. It makes you more visible. As with the print resume, it's possible for the video resume to be either general or targeted toward a particular position or company. Video resumes are a way for candidates to go beyond the traditional method of applying, such as submitting only a resume, cover letter and work samples. So think of this very innovative, creative way of selling yourself using resume as well. Now I am going to take you through some resumes which I have seen in different places. I have collected these resumes for their mistakes, for being good, and this helps me a lot when I take these sessions for students to understand what happens. Now let us see the resume on the left. In this resume, there isn't any clear-cut demarcation. It's just a one-page document. it doesn't have a signature, it doesn't have a demarcated place where there is a career objective. The education is mentioned just like that in two, I don't know whether I should say in two columns or just like that. The languages is also Tamil, English, native, fluent. If you ask me to score this resume, I wouldn't score it as a top resume. Let's see the resume on my right. We already saw that we should not mention the word resume on top. So kindly do not use the word resume on top. The career objective is there, the certifications are there, the academic qualification is there, educational qualification, the professional experience and the computer skills. But why I put it up here is the resume appeared on top as a title. It is not required. Okay, we are moving on to the next couple of resumes. Again, the title resume appears, indicating name and then putting your name is not required. Just give your name. I will take you through the good resumes as well. The objective, hyphen, the profile summary, the hyphen is not required. The educational details, again if you see the name of the school is small z, small m, small h, small s, the capital should be there. Okay, marks obtained in 12th, you have mentioned 1122, out of how much? 1200, 1300, 1400 or 1500. The personal details. Again, it is nowadays not a big good thing to use the word sex, use the word gender. Seeing the resume on the right, again there aren't signatures here, the one on the right. See the educational column, the first semester mark, second semester mark, it is detailed that way. Top 5 in Miss India Tamil Nadu, but the year is not mentioned. Finalist in South Zone for what? 8 years of training in Indian classical music, okay, full stop. Let's see this resume. Resume title need not be there. Separately, names need not be there. The educational qualification again. The university / board should have been there. SGM school, Tamil Nadu State Board or CBSE. SICA, additional qualification, declaration, signature is not there. There are two resumes here on this page. The first one on my left, see the BSc, capital B dot small s small c. Career objective, always have your document justify aligned so that it looks neat. The career objective, the academic record, it is not in a tabular form. It doesn't look very appealing to look at it. Again, the one on my right, curriculum vitae, we already saw curriculum vitae is longer than the resume and it is the course of life, a lot of things which you have done. And many a time a CV is there for people with 15, 20 years, 10 years experience. Academic qualifications, again it's a little messy, it doesn't look very neat, appealing to the eye. The recruiter doesn't have much time to search for the details. Oh, okay, 3rd year, Bachelor of Science, what is the mark, what is the grade? If you see again there is a bullet only for that school. So ensure that you don't make mistakes, it doesn't have signature. Again, this resume is a single resume, 2 pages. It's titled resume, strengths, hobbies. The signature was there in this. Spelling mistakes, year of passing, commencing, COMMENCING, commencing in 2019, grammatical mistakes, highly obliged and sincere as a strength, is it right? So you have a look at do all the grammatical corrections and the language corrections as well, giving it to somebody. This is another resume. In this resume, if you see, fonts are very small and the fonts are of different sizes, different fonts. If you see the extracurricular activity fonts, it is very big. But whereas if you see the educational qualification font, it is very small. And see the technical skills, technical S has come on top and kills has come down. So it is technical skills. The projects undertaken has not been mentioned, field exposure, work experience, soft skill, these are not mentioned at all. Achievements, a bullet point would have meant a lot, it is not there. Okay, this is a little better resume, but still half the page is gone in spacing. A little more better resume, but still there are mistakes. See the secured centum marks in commerce, higher secondary school, class representative, in which class, the technical skills which needs to be in achievements, it's put here, change, trainings attended, could come under a different title. The name is not there on top. It could have been a little more broader, bigger. Okay, so okay, one step a little more ahead. The mistakes there, can you see I have corrected it in red ink as well. Instead of skills, experience could have been used there. I'm moving to the next one, a little more organized, but some details are missing. Dates are missing, industrial experience, if you could remember, I said the period, the duration should also be there. Okay, have a look at this. The conferences attended, rather than saying roles and responsibilities, leadership roles, personality traits and skills, awards and accomplishments, certifications, put everything in their respective heads in the right place. This looks a little more neat, a visual treat, better, but still there are some mistakes here and there in the year, capitalization. This looks even more better, good. For me it is good, well placed, neat with bullets. Okay, this is a resume which I took from the net, the same person's resume, well placed on my left hand side and not so very appealing on my right hand side. You can see the one on the left, the name is on top, is resume summary. The contact details are on top on the header, resume head. The work experience with certain details of what he had done. Education, they have put only the postgraduate education because this is an experienced candidate. Skills which are there, the languages known, certifications and interests. And you can see those icons near the interest. Then Robert Johnson, the same thing this side. Can you see a little hayway, not very appealing to the eye? Now it is your turn to create a very good resume. A resume, as I told you, is in the hands of the recruiter even before you go to meet him across the table for the interview. All the best and hope you get a great job. Thank you.